autofocus went off. That always happens, and I always forget that happens. The autofocus. Hey, look. Hang on. It'll focus. While it's focusing, you should focus your mind. Cat. Okay, 5.3 is adding, subtracting, and multiplying polynomials. Here's the good news. Are you ready for the good news? The hard part of this section is multiplying polynomials, and we've already done it once, so. Some of it won't be so bad, right? No. I mean, oh no, because it's on midterm. Okay, to add, you're going to remove the parentheses and combine like terms. And we'll go ahead and write subtract, which is going to be the same thing. Remove the parentheses and combine like terms. However, to remove the parentheses, we have to distribute the negative. And combine like terms. So let's look at an example. 4x cubed plus 4x squared minus 3x plus 10. There's a polynomial. We're going to add to another one. Negative 5x cubed minus 2x squared minus 4x minus 4. So we have our two polynomials, and we're going to add them. Okay, so it says remove the parentheses and combine like terms. Now, to remove the parentheses, that's all I really have to do. There is no, I mean, they're being added, so there's nothing that we're going to have to do to either one of them. So we would just have 4x cubed plus 4x squared minus 3x plus 10. And then I have minus 5x cubed minus 2x squared minus 4x minus 4. And then from this one, I can combine like terms. Someone tell me how you would combine like terms. Find the ones where their exponents match, right, and add them. I think that's what you're trying to say, right? Okay, awesome. So we would have 4x cubed minus 5x cubed. What is that? Negative x cubed. Then we have 4x squared minus 2x squared is 2x squared, yes. Negative 3x minus 4x is negative 7x. 10 minus 4 is 6, right. Perfect. That was, see, not bad, right? You can do this. I know you can. You can do it in your sleep. That's awesome. Okay, next example. Let's do a subtraction one. We have 3x cubed plus 4x squared plus 7x plus 12 minus negative 4x cubed plus 6x squared plus 9x minus 4. What did you say? Oh, plus 9x minus 3. Okay, we have to remove the parentheses. But this time, since we're subtracting, removing the parentheses isn't as easy as it was before. For this second polynomial right here, we have to distribute the negative to each of the terms. remember? We've done this before. Yep. Yes. Yeah, because this one doesn't have anything in front of it. So this one is okay just to remove. 3x cubed plus 4x squared plus 7x plus 12. And then here we have negative, negative, so what happens there? Positive 4x cubed, negative times positive would be negative 6x squared, negative times positive, negative 9x, negative times negative 3 becomes positive 3. Then combine like terms. 3x cubed plus 4x cubed is 7x cubed. 4x squared minus 6x squared is negative 2x squared. 7x minus 9x is negative 2x. And then 12 plus 3 is 15. Okay, I want you to do 2 on your own. Okay, Jack, tell me what you do on the first one. Okay, so since it's not subtraction, to remove the parentheses, we don't really have to do anything special. And combine like terms. So tell me what you got. 5x squared. Okay. Minus. Awesome. Any questions on that one? X is what, I'm sorry? To the first power? Or you mean this is like minus 1? Yes. So if there's nothing in front, then it's going to be 1. Okay, Gracie, how'd you do the next one? Right, so negative 6y squared plus 6y plus 13, and what did you get? Plus what? 20. Very good. Anyone else? Questions? Awesome. Okay, multiplying. Okay, when we talked about this before was when we were multiplying binomials by binomials, so just 2 terms by 2 terms. And we said that you used to do this by saying FOIL, right? And we talked about how FOIL really was just distributing each term in the first parenthesis to each term in the second parenthesis. So we sort of got away from thinking about FOIL and thinking about how could we multiply things that have maybe more than 2 terms times more than 2. So we're just going to review basically what we did before. Let's start with a 2 by 2 example. Y minus 7 and y plus 6. And multiply these together. So we're going to take this first term, which is y, and we're going to distribute it to both terms in the second parentheses. So y times y would be y squared. Y times 6 is 6y. And then we take the second term, which is negative 7. We're going to distribute that to both terms. So negative 7 times y would be negative 7y. Negative 7 times 6 is negative 42. Okay, now if we do something bigger than 2, so let's try w plus 4 times w squared plus 6w minus 11. Oh, yeah, sorry. I just went on, didn't I? Right here, we could combine like terms, and I would want you to. So y squared minus y minus 42. Sorry about that. What'd you say? Thank you. Okay, so taking the first term and distributing it to each other term. We have w times w squared is w cubed. W times 6w is 6w squared. W times negative 11 is negative 11w. Now we're done with the w. Okay, now we have 4 times w squared is 4w squared. 4 times 6w is 24w. And 4 times negative 11 is negative 44. Now we combine like terms. We have one cubed term. Then we have 6w squared plus 4w squared is 10w squared. Negative 11w plus 24w is 13w minus 44. Do you remember doing this before? What did you say, Patrick? Oh. You don't remember doing it before? Oh, you did say it. Never mind then. It sounded like you said something. Okay. I'll let you do an example. Maybe. Do you remember what we did when you multiplied 3? What if I'm going to multiply 3 numbers together? Like, for instance, 2 times 3 times 7. How do you do that? Right, you would do the first pair, and then you would multiply that, whatever you got for the product, you would multiply that times the next number. That's the same thing. You're going to multiply the first 2 together to get a new polynomial. Then you'll multiply that polynomial by this last one. So go ahead and try this. Don't back up yet. It's not time to go. Okay, Mackenzie. Corn. How much is? Okay, so that polynomial times x plus 5. And I think it's easier to reduce because then you have one less term. So we have x squared minus 2x minus 24 times x plus 5. Okay? Okay? And then combine like terms, and your final answer is x cubed plus 3x squared minus 34x minus 120. Got it? Everybody else? Good. You feel good about this? Any questions? Well, if one of them has a subtraction sign, like for instance here, 5x squared minus 2x squared, you are subtracting. Because this one has a... Hang on, guys. Hang on. Yeah. It's really just adding. Once you take away the parentheses, yes. No. Once you distribute that negative, then that really did the subtraction. Good question.